Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm going to be talking a little bit in code today because if you watch my channel and you watch my live, yes.
Is the plane going down? Are we gonna die? Why are you saying I'm salty?
Okay guys, today we are here talking the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we are talking about Miss Phaedra Parks. And if you guys ever wondered who Mr. Chocolate was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, do you guys remember the text messages that Apollo allegedly found in Phaedra's phone to a gentleman named Mr. Chocolate? Well, Apollo alleged that they were counting down the days and the hours until he would finally be sentenced in federal prison to 8 years and would then be detained by officials and would not be residing with Phaedra any longer. Okay, allegedly is this entire video, guys, but it's gonna have some good tea in it, so I think that you'll enjoy. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn your notifications on. Definitely trying to grow my channel over here, so any of your likes help my video. I promise you're going to enjoy it if you are a Real Housewives of Atlanta fan. Okay, let me just kind of backtrack a little bit and get you guys up to speed on what kind of triggered this for me. So there was a photo circulating of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia Williams, Simon Guobadia, which is her new husband. I'm sure you guys know that. It's been her publicist definitely earned her paycheck. Him or her, I'm sorry, excuse me. And of course, then we saw Phaedra in the photos as well. Now, they were attending Kandi Burrugh's escape tour. This stands out to any Real Housewives of Atlanta fan as more than strange, okay? More than strange, because we know that Phaedra and Kandi are in a situation where they don't, like, I think Kandi forgives for her own well-being, because if you carry like resentments around, they keep you sick. I think that she, but she hasn't forgotten what happened, guys. And therefore, we know that she's said to Bravo execs plenty of times she will not continue to film if they bring back Phaedra on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's why they took Phaedra on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip and ultimately gave her a little bit of a guest role in the Dubai series franchise, if you will. For anyone that doesn't follow the Real Housewives of Atlanta or picked up a little bit late in the game, let me explain to you what happened. Allegedly, Phaedra Parks had been given a tip that Kandi Burrughs and Todd were putting special mixtures into ladies' drinks that they were not aware of, and then bringing them back to their home where they had a special setup. And basically, she just kind of told this to Portia, and Portia vomited it on national television with no sources, no statements, no civil cases, no nothing, just Phaedra Parks' word to Portia. Now, Portia, when this all came out, allegedly, Portia said she confirmed with Phaedra that Phaedra had heard this from her own ears. However, at the reunion, Phaedra ends up disclosing that that was not the case. Now, the rumor around town was always that Carlos King, allegedly producer on that season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, gave Phaedra that tip, who then gave it to Portia. Okay, now this is all a really tangled web, and I'm gonna bring you guys full circle, so just hang tight with me, okay? Follow me. So therefore, Kandi Burrughs was so furious. Obviously, I mean, who wouldn't be furious about something like that? Rumors they could have ruined her and Todd's career forever. It could have gotten her in criminal trouble too, had they actually, Anyways, guys, she has a zero tolerance for Phaedra, okay? She doesn't carry, I think, anything around in her heart, but she will not work with Phaedra. So it's very strange how Phaedra would then show up at the release or the party or whatever it is that their tour that Kandi and the other ladies are doing, right? it's very possible that Phaedra just went. Maybe she just went with Portia and she knew that Kandi wouldn't have the heart to like toss her out or make her get out. Maybe Kandi was like, you know what, I'm gonna take her money. It's cool. Have a great day. You're still never ever coming on the Real Housewives of Atlanta again. But we don't know. We don't know. I'm sure Kandi is going to let us know. She is pretty good about keeping fans up to speed with what's going on. But it still stood out strange to us. Now, she's also wearing a ring on her wedding finger, okay? That is what triggered this entire thing for me, because I was like, she has a really big ring on her left wedding ring finger, right? And so that just took me back to a time when she was with Apollo and she was allegedly texting this Mr. Chocolate. Now, Mr. Chocolate is going to be familiar to you all, okay? And that's because it's Jamal Bryant, okay? That's Giselle Bryant's ex-husband, and you would recognize her from the Real Housewives of Potomac. So let's go back to season 8. We have Phaedra. We have these text messages that Apollo allegedly finds. They're talking about spanking each other and they love each other and they are counting down the hours until Apollo has to turn himself into federal authorities and go away to prison for 8 years. Okay? But what is so funny about this, guys, if you remember when the ladies go to Washington, D.C., so let me kind of refresh it here for you. Sheree Whitfield was there. It was Nene, I think. Phaedra Parks was there. She brought her 2 children. And this is the season that Kim Fields was on the show, and she, too, brought her 2 children. But there was, like, issues because she didn't have a nanny, and the ladies were really upset about it, and it was, like, a thing, right? Well, Phaedra, of course, being who she is, wanted everyone to know that during the Million Man March in Washington, D.C., which is why the ladies were attending, they were pulled up on a stage because she knew one of the speakers. Well, that speaker was Jamal Bryant. And I'm pretty sure she says that in the episode under her breath. But guys, at that time, we didn't have Real Housewives of Potomac. We didn't have Giselle Bryant. So we didn't really know anything about Jamal Bryant. Now we know that he's a pastor of a mega church. He was with Giselle. He allegedly cheated on her before they were married. We got a hot mic moment from her dad saying what a piece of SHIT he is and how he has all of these children that he doesn't even claim. And now we have him as the pastor of this mega church. He comes on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and him and Giselle form a reconciliation for 1 season, which, if you guys remember, Monique definitely said that that was all for show. It was in her binder, if you don't remember. Jamal Bryant has been in the news recently, though, and we're gonna get to that, but I just want to, I said full circle, guys. Full circle. Jamal Bryant is Giselle Bryant's ex-husband, who was allegedly hooking up with Phaedra Parks before Apollo had left for federal prison. Okay. Now, it's just very crazy. Jamal is pastor of a mega church in Atlanta, and he seems to be a really respected member of the community. But I think I did a video on this, but I'm just gonna bring it to light one more time because it was so crazy. He says that his church owns the most land out of any Black-owned church in Atlanta, I think, or family at all. They own a lot of land in Atlanta, and so his suggestion has been to his elders that they should cultivate Mary Jane on the land because it will be good for the land and it would teach people a sort of horticultural trade, and that he basically resaid it in a different way after his original statement, but that he was looking for the people that smelled like Mary Jane because those were the people that needed God the most. But that was after he had just said that he thought it would be a great idea to cultivate on the land, and he had taken it to his elders. And I think that he's also thinking about the money, because Jamal Bryant doesn't work for free. He doesn't come and do a motivational speech at your college, high school, church, or event for free. He doesn't write books for free, okay? He does it for the money. He's not a pastor for free either. He does that for the money as well, guys, okay? So this man is always looking to make the money, and if the church is making more money, then he's making more money. And right now in Atlanta, a cultivator, actually anywhere in the United States, if you're getting certified to be a cultivator, the business is booming as each state is starting to, you know, loosen the regulations and the laws on their Mary Jane. It's just a fact. So, yes, guys, allegedly Jamal Bryant is Mr. Chocolate, who was getting it on with Miss Phaedra Parks. But I did do a Google search on the year that Jamal and Giselle Bryant divorced versus the year that the ladies were in Washington, D.C. for the Million Man March. And it is about 5 years, I would say. But I would also say that the year that they were in the Million Man March was a year after Paulo had went to prison. I think a year, maybe a little bit more. So we really would be looking at like him and Giselle divorcing and 2.5 years later meeting and starting some sort of friendship relationship with Miss Phaedra Parks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Guys, isn't that wild how that happens? Like, is he looking for fame? I mean, I don't know. How do you have two? What is the probability? Please, what is the probability that there's like less than 100 housewives, okay, in the entire network, and this man has been with 2 of them? That's wild to me. The probability of that has got to be like winning the lottery. I'm just saying. Seriously. Guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. Did you guys know who Mr. Chocolate was? Is this news to you? Did you guys know that Carlos King was the one who allegedly told Phaedra the rumor? I want to know what you guys think. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to turn your notifications on. Happy New Year.